बोट लिएर आउनु मैले
नमो गाउनुहोस् त
नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रजानिये निर्विशेष शून्यवादी अक्षदेशतानिये या ओके जय जय गौर चांदे आरती को शोभा किबा बहु कोटि चंद्रा जिनी वाधा न उजा Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Lakshman Hanuman, Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Sri Sri Gauranitai. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivraj Acharya Stota Srimad. His Divine Grace, Yasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivraj Acharya Stota Srimad. BBT Founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Yasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivraj Acharya Stota Srimad. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki. Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अवैता गदाधर श्रीवासरी गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपा गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोविंद धाम की श्री वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की जमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी महारानी की समवेत भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा दामोदर भगवान की Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to Zamba devotee. All glories to Zamba devotee. All glories to Zamba devotee. Shri Guru and Gauranga. His Holiness Bhakti Narayan Maharaj ki Jai.
Namaste Narase Maya. Narasimha Yato yato yami tato nasimha Bahir nasimha Hridaye nasimha Narasimhamadam Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalare Nakam Abhuta Sringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tarubringa Keshavadirta Naradirupa Jai Jagadeshare Jai Jagadeshare Jai Jagadeshare Jaya Nasimhade, 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 Jaya Nasimhade. Jaya Pralamaraj, 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 Jaya Pralamaraj. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Naswani ki, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj ki, Jaya Prabhupada ki, Nittai Gaura Pramanande.
Yes, you were going to have
Would you like to sing the number?
You know, I'm just getting my voice back.
So we will go ahead and recite the manifestation. We have to offer the deed and then we have this class.
Yeah.
How many days?
I'm okay. So consider quite comfortable over there. Thank you very much. We moved over No, it's fine. It's perfect. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So, welcome to Shri Radha Madhav Haridham on behalf of our presiding deity, Shri Radha Madhav Hari. We are very happy that you joined us this evening. So we are going to go ahead and recite the Damodar Ashtakam prayers, offer the diya. So we want to do it in an orderly fashion and keep it short today because we have a special guest speaker today. We have our GVC, His Holiness Badri Swami Maharaj is here. And he's going to be talking about nature of the mind. And we are looking forward to his class. So we want...
I changed my mind.
Oh.
So I didn't. I think I'll talk a little bit about Kartik Vrata.
That's fine. So we'll have some more information about the Kartik month, which is wonderful because we can never stop hearing enough about Damodar Kartik month glories. So we'll go ahead and listen to Maharaj's rendition of the pastimes of Kartik. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. So we'll go ahead and recite the Damodar. Do you want to or Mataji? Mataji? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashoda Viyolukaladhavamanam Param Dishtamatyantato Druta Gopya Yashoda Viyolukaladhavamanam Param Dishtamatyantato Druta Gopya Rudam tam muhunetra yugmam rijantam Karam bhoja yugvena satankanetam Rudam tam muhunetra yugmam rijantam Karam bhoja yugvena satankanetam Mushvasakam pati rekha kakantha Sidagreva damodaram bhakti badam Mushvasakam pati rekha kakantha Sidagreva damodaram bhakti badam Iti driksvalila virananda kunde Swagoshani majantam akhyapayantam Iti driksvalila virananda kunde Swagoshani majantam akhyapayantam Tadiyeshitaneshu bhakte jitatvam Puna prematastam satavriti vande Tadiyeshitaneshu bhakte jitatvam Puna prematastam satavriti vande Varam devam moksham na moksham vadimva Na chayam vrineham vareshadapiha Varam deva moksham na moksham vadimva Na chayam vrineham vareshadapiha Idam teva purnatha gopala balam Sada me manasya virastam vidhanne Idam teva purnatha gopala balam Sada me manasya virastam dimanye Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilay Vritam kuntalay snigdha rakta shagopya Idam te mukham bhojam atyanta nilay Vritam kuntalay snigdha rakta shagopya Mushumbitam bimba raktadharamne Manasya virastam malam lakshalabhe Mushumbitam bimba raktadharamne Manasya virastam malam lakshalabhe Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabho Dukkha Lalabdhi Magnam Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasiddha Prabho Dukkha Jalabdhi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu Griha Nishamamadyame Dakshi Drishya Kripa Drishti Vrishtyati Dinam Batanu Griha Nishamamadyame Dakshi Drishya Kuveratmajo Baddha Murtaiva Yadvat Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Kuveratmajo Baddha Murtaiva Yadvat Tvaya Mochito Bhakti Bhajo Krito Cha Tatha prema bhaktim svakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha Tatha prema bhaktim svakame prayacha Namokshe graho mesti damodareha Namaste Sudhamne Spuradipti Dhamne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Namaste Sudhamne Spuradipti Dhamne Tvadiyodarayata Vishwasya Dhamne Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nanta Nilaya Devaya Tubhyam Namo Radhikaye Tvadiya Priyaye Namo Nanta Nilaya Devaya Tubhyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Radhe Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Jaya Radha Madhav Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radhe Jaya Radha Hari Radha Madhav Hari Radha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Hey folks, I'm vegetarian. Actually, I'm a prasadamtarian. Whatever you do, I'll change. I don't bite. Why don't you come closer? Come on. It's a little lonely all the way over here. So come closer. Yeah. Oh, gee, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. You can come closer. I won't pick your pocket. Well, thank you for coming on a weeknight. You could be watching sports or Bollywood movies, and yet you came here for Kartik Vrata. Because I said I was going to say something about the mind, I guess I'll talk a little bit about both. Now, why are you all the way in the back? Are you going to chant japa? Are you too cool for us or what? Come close. Upanishad means to sit close. You can sit on a chair. I don't want you uncomfortable. Yeah, that's good. Is there anybody in the room who does not want to be happy? Raise your hand if you do not want to be happy. Anybody here? Well, I'll assume that we are all on board that we want to become happy. Okay? It's a fair assumption. Now, how we define happiness, that's another thing. We'll get to that in a moment. But if we want to become happy, do we want that happiness to last? Or do you want it to just be for a moment or two? Raise your hand if you want it for a moment or two. All right? We all want it to last. We're in agreement on that. Now, there's a inherent built-in contradiction that we're thinking that if we get the right conditions, we're going to be happy. Well, if I live in Tucson, if I just lived in Phoenix. If I live in Phoenix, if I just lived in Tucson. Forget Arizona. If I just lived in California, and California by the ocean. You got to be, you know, on the west side of I-5. And I got to have the right people with me, right? Can't have my dimwit relatives Got to have my beautiful wife or handsome husband. And then I got to have enough money. What is the use of those things without money? Got to have good health, isn't it? So, conditional happiness, which is what we're seeking, it depends on conditions. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that this material nature is constantly mutable. It's always changing. The Buddhists say nothing is certain but change. Now, please help me square this equation, balance this equation. If my happiness depends on conditions, and conditions are always changing, what does that say for my happiness in this world? Help me out. What do you think, Chant? Huh? Well, you cut to the center of the thing. That's not fair. So our point is this, as long as you said it. We need to find that happiness which does not depend on conditions, but is constitutional. The constitution of the sugar is sweet. Constitution of fire is heat and light. So what is our real constitution? What are we actually made of? Are we just elements? No. People can understand. They say, well, we have a little baby. Hare Krishna. We have, but what they usually say is that we have a sense of consciousness, right? Oh, that baby. Where's the mother or father? Goodbye, my little friend. Baby will be happier, actually. See you later. You can come back. We'll be short. Don't worry. Just see, I made a new friend in Phoenix. People understand I'm not this consciousness. I'm not this body. That's not so hard to understand. I'm not, this is just matter. It's a machine. I'm the brain living within. They think that. And they think that consciousness is created by brain function. It's just chemicals, synapses firing. Let me give you an example. They often say, and I hope you can follow this, it's a standard example, that if we get a sophisticated computer, sophisticated enough, we will eventually create a computer that's conscious. And that if we have a computer that's conscious, we can eventually download ourselves. Make sure you have a backup disk. And we can live eternally. Because the body you can do with transplants, and they're growing cells in the laboratory. Give them enough time, and they'll actually be able to create a new body. Wears out, just get another part. There's an auto part store down the road. So you can go to get a new kidney, get a new lungs, get new this and that. And consciousness is just a sophisticated computer, so you back it up. Let me give you an example. Because there are many people, even in academia, at MIT, at Harvard, at Caltech, who are beginning to think, hang on a minute. You know the periodical chart? And it's supposed to be, if you can break matter down, you know, there's elements, and then there's atoms, and then there's subatomic, and you can break it all down. So the belief is that ultimately everything's created from matter, and you ultimately get a sophisticated enough computer, you get consciousness like that. But they're now beginning to believe that there is an element, there is a feature, a factor in this world. Just like there's the different elements, periodical chart that can't be reduced beyond a certain. There is something called consciousness, and it is not caused by matter. It's its own, as we say in Shastra, it's its own tattva, it's its own element, it's an irreducible fact of existence called consciousness. Consciousness is a symptom of the presence of the self, of the soul. We are not this body, we are not the mind, we're not the intelligence, we're not the ego. We're actually the eternal soul, and proof of the presence of the soul is consciousness. Now let me give you an example, and I hope you can follow it. You ever seen one of those pocket translators? You know, you can ask, where's the Hare Krishna temple in Swahili, or in English, and it'll answer you in Swahili or Chinese or, you know, whatever it is, right? Now, is there a little Chinese person in there translating, scratching it out on a sheet of paper and pushing it out as fast as possible? What's in there? When I was a kid, my grandfather had a big radio. And I thought there was a band inside. I was thinking, when do they come out and eat? They must get hungry. They're working hard in there, you know? But is there a marching band in there with a trombone? No, it's just electrical circuitry. So in this brain, their presentation is consciousness is created by brain functions, synapses firing, and you can write it like computer code. That's the present. So in that little translator, you can ask, where's the Govindas? It'll tell you where it is. So, but there's not a little man in that box or a little woman in the box, right? What's in the box? What's in that box that's translating? I'm asking you. Circuits. And circuits are what? What makes the circuits? What are they sending? Signals. Signals. And what are those signals? We got an electrical engineer here. Do you know? Radio waves is a good guess. Yeah, we'll give you 5 points. It's just that code. What is code? It's just zeros and ones. It's pluses and minuses, zeros and ones. Right? So if we are just a computer and you develop it sophisticated enough, still it's just going to be code. It's going to be zeros and ones. Okay? Now, here comes the example of why this is a false idea. That consciousness is just brain function and chemical reactions and pluses and minus electrical impulses, which are coded as zeros and ones. Here's the example. Have you ever seen, what's the big, is it Arizona State? Is the big football team, or are you, yeah? How could you not know? You live here. Aren't they? Huh? Cardinals. Okay. Is there a big rivalry? Are they rivals with Tucson, or is it? Yeah, the falsity goes everywhere. In Southern California, the big fight is between the USC and UCLA. And they have, what do you call it, booster sections or rooting side or, cheer team. And they're on other sides of the stadium. And they have little cards that are numbered. And in one section, they all hold up the 1 in the stack of cards, and it'll spell out USC. And they put that down, and they hold up number 2, and it'll say, "Go Trojans." They put that down, and they put a card number 3, and it makes a picture of the whatever their mascot is. Okay, you got the picture in your head? Now, Caltech one day snuck in there and shuffled all the cards around. So everybody picked up, for USC, picked up card number 1, and it said, "We suck." They didn't know. They just, because they don't see the whole picture. So they put that down. They put number 2 up, and it said, UCLA, Kijai, or whatever, instead of USC. And by the time they got to the 3rd or 4th card, they realized they were all scrambled up and they were making fools of themselves. So they stopped. Now, here's my point. All that's in that little pocket translator, there's not some Hindi speaker or Swahili speaker or Chinese speaker. It's just circuits. It's just pluses and minuses, zeros and ones written in code. But it can answer your question. Chat GPT, it can do so many things. So if I got a stadium big enough, I could, suppose it had 100,000 people. I don't know what your biggest stadium here holds, but, as a thought exercise, let's get a stadium that's big enough, okay? And if the principle is that consciousness is created by brain function, once you get it, I need a glass of water, so he can get it. How old is that water? 10 years? How long has it been sitting there? 10 years? It's fresh. If I keel over, it's your fault. All right, let's put that back on top. Thank you. So, in principle, if I had 100,000 people in a stadium, and I had it coded right, picture 100,000 people. If he hands me a 1, then I hand you a 0. If you hand me a 0, I hand him a 1, and likewise, we could design code. Because that's all that's in that little box, are little circuits sending impulses, pluses and minuses, zeros and ones. So if I had 100,000 people, I could, in principle, ask a question at one goalpost in English. And I've written the code for the 100,000 different, interactions between different people and, different synapses, and they're passing zeros and ones, passing the cards. And at the end, I could get my answer in Hindi or English or whatever, right? Why not? It's the same thing as that little box. Now, here's my question. They're translating, where's the Govindas, I want a samosa, where's the Hare Krishna, whatever they're doing, right? And they're successfully translating. Did anyone in that stadium learn Chinese? Did any of them become conscious of Chinese or whatever language they were translating? Did they even learn one word of Chinese? Anybody? What do you think? No. So consciousness is a whole different thing. You can design a program. They have no emotion. Try to have anyway, there's so many examples. But my simple point is that we have our duties. We have our obligations. Everybody's busy in this world. But why not, if we want to become happy, why don't we find out what is permanent happiness? First off, Socrates, well, let me say it this way. Prabhupada quotes Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami was a genuine Pandit. He spoke 5 or 6 languages. He was the Prime Minister for Nawab Hussain Shah. You can Google it. Nawab Hussain Shah was the governor of all of Bengal. We're talking West Bengal and Bangladesh. He was a personal associate of Akbar. You know Akbar, the apex of the Mughal Empire. And he was the prime minister. And everyone called him Panditji. And he said, I'm such a Pandit that I don't know who I am and I don't know why I'm suffering. Back to my original point. Let me ask you this. Does anyone here seek out suffering? Anybody here look for suffering? We have any closet masochists here who want to bang themselves in the head with a baseball bat? But does suffering come? What do you think? Does suffering come unsought? Definitely. Anybody who lives long enough, definitely suffering comes unsought. Now, what does an intelligent person conclude? People are seeking happiness, but unhappiness is coming unsought. What will also come unsought? Happiness will actually come unsought. And you know what one of the biggest, they've done studies. I mean, we are exploited left and right. I was saying this the other day. You know a hair blower, what do they call it? Hair blower? Air dryer? You know? When they first came out, they just used them for women. Women were the only market. And the men thought this is a sissy thing. This is for women. I'm John Wayne or I'm macho. I'm not going to use that thing. I'm not using that because I'm too cool for that. I'm a man. So the marketing, they're called industrial engineers. So they got the idea, some of the best and brightest, we're missing half the market. If we could sell these to men, but how do we sell them to men? You know, it's a woman's product. You know what they did? They put a power handles on it, like a power drill or a power saw, and they had them, instead of pink, they came out in black and red. People bought them up. Men bought them left and right. Took off. So we are manipulated. The average American under hypnosis can remember 357 commercial jingles under hypnosis. Yeah. Do you think, what is the slogan for Nike? Just do it. Do you think that's intelligent? Sounds good. Just do it. Grab the day. Take the bull by the horns. Shouldn't you think before you do it? Shouldn't you look before you leap? Is Coke the real thing? What is it? It's brown, sugar water. You leave it alone, it loses its fizz, and it rots your teeth. My brother, many, many years ago, obviously, had a summer job at a Coca-Cola bottling factory. And they used to be glass bottles. And he would load, that was his, he's going to college, a simple summer job. And you're carrying those cases of bottled Coke, and you drop a case every now and then. Within 3 months, that Coca-Cola had eaten through his leather shoes. And imagine what it does to your insides. So my point is that it's not the real thing. It's completely artificial. They did a commercial in San Diego by the beach. You know, and if you see that on cable or whatever it is, you see the commercial. Beautiful women, handsome men, everybody's fit, everybody's best of friends, everybody's laughing and joking, and are they having a great time? And if I just buy a bottle of Coke, I'll be happy too. Happiness in a bottle, right? Looks good. Now, what actually happened was they call it a cattle call. They ran advertisement at San Diego State and University of California, San Diego. And they interviewed 2,000 women to find 5 or 6 that had the look they wanted. And the same thing with the men. They went to 2,000, 3,000 men. And they all read a script. They never met each other. They're not best of friends. They're all competing who's going to get the next advertising job. They reject, you're too fat, you're too small, you're too tall, you're this, you're going bald. So the people were complete artifice. The relationship was a complete artifice. They raked the whole beach because it had cigarette butts and beer cans, and they brought in sand, believe it or not, from Arizona. You got plenty. So the sand was the whole setup was a fake. The relationships were fake. The look was fake. They're filming the thing. I went down there with a couple of devotees just to check it out. And they're getting ready to roll, and there's a plane goes by. The man said, no problem, we'll just Photoshop it out. You know, sky's not blue enough. Dink, 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 dink. You know, make it a little bit bluer. So people are watching that. They're in their tiny little apartment, living in their little pigeonhole with a skyscraper building. Lonely. Loneliness, we're going to get to loneliness in a second. So it's a complete artifice. Have you ever seen in the developing world, you see it in Latin America, you see it in India, you see it in Southeast Asia, where was that little girl who was singing so nicely? Anyway, she took off. So, it doesn't matter. Oh, no. But don't worry about it. So, I've seen, you know, a big bull. I used to farm in New Vrindavan. When that big bull, what did it speak of, a brown Swiss bull? That thing is 6 feet tall up to its shoulder. And when it wants to go in a certain direction, you can't stop it. But sometimes you see a little girl, a little boy, 6 years old, and they're controlling that bull. How do they do it? We have any farmers here? Anybody know how they do it? The bull has a ring in his nose. And that septum, this partition of the nose, is very sensitive. And that little boy or little girl, just by pulling that rope, that bull will go. It'll follow that because it's sensitive. We are controlled by the mind. We're being cheated. If I just get new, better, improved. Next time you're shopping, look at how many things are stamped. 25% more. New, improved. Brand new. Secret ingredient. That means the old project was scratch. And now they've added whiz-bang and, it must be much better. You know? New flavor, new this, new that. How many Radhanath Maharaj, I don't know if you know Radhanath Maharaj, but he's one of our senior monks and just a genuinely saintly person. He'd been in India for a number of years, and by Krishna's grace, when he came back to the U.S. for the first time, he came to San Diego, and he needed some toothpaste. So I took him to the local grocery store or CVS, whatever it is, to get toothpaste. And there was a whole row. Must have been 100 different types of brightener and flavor and this and that, and decay preventive and sensitive, not sensitive. And he stood there for about 5 minutes. He said, I can't make up my mind. Just pick one for me, He said, in India, if they've got one tube, you just take it. You're glad they've got it, I mean, in those days, this is 1975 or in India. So we are being pulled by the nose with a false hope of happiness. And everybody's thinking just around the corner. Just take my initial premise. Just change the conditions. If you juggle, you all seen a juggler? They start off with one thing. They're juggling an orange. And then they'll add a couple more balls. And they'll add, if they're really good, they'll add a banana. And then they'll add a plate or two. And they got all those things going, And it's hard work. Yeah, they're not, looking down the street, checking out the pretty girls. I mean, they are focused. And how long can they do it for? We're trying to juggle. I got to have the right weather, got to have the right people, got to be in the right place, got to have plenty of money, got to be in good health. If you want to make friends with a small boy like this boy right here, I'm a young man. I'm going to guess your age. I think you are 15. How old are you? Just about to turn 9? I was going to guess lower. You know why I said 15? Because did you see how he responded? Oh, he thinks I'm 15. I'm big. I'm cool. Now, we can reverse it, and I won't pick on anybody. But suppose we've got somebody who's old with gray hair. And I say, how old are you? Let me guess. Whatever you think they are, guess younger. Definitely guess younger. If they're 75, say, 60. Oh, they feel great. It's almost like you said, you must have lost weight. You want to tell somebody that, you slimmed down. And they're so happy. Now, I've studied the matter carefully. People want to get older, just like he wants to get older. They're 20, 21, they want to get. And it stops around 24, 25. And they want to get younger, zing, 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 stops around 30. Now figure if we live, let's just pick an average, let's say 80 years. 80 into 5 is 40? No, 80 into 5 is what? No, 80 divided by 5. Huh? 15. No, it's 75. Help me out here, folks. It's not 80 divided by 5. It's 16. Yeah, okay, there we are. So if you look at it, let's say 25 to 30, I'm actually happy with my life. That's 5 years. I live 80 years. That means I'm actually satisfied in this body with my age, 1/16 of my life. I mean, it's a rough estimate, but you get the idea. So I got to have enough money, I got to have the right age, I got to have the right people, I got to have good health, I got to be in the right place, it's got to be the right kind of weather. So we're trying to juggle all that stuff, like the guy juggling on. It's hard work, and it's constantly changing. And I'll tell you something else. What they have done, one of the biggest problems in life is loneliness. I mean, people, you think they have so much social media, and they've done polls, kids, social media, they're lonely. They're isolated. You know what FOMA is? F-O-M-A? Oh, F-O-M-O. It's called fear of missing out. And here's how it works. I'm peaceful. I'm sitting in my backyard, reading a book, drinking a nice cool glass of lemonade. I don't have to go to work today. All right, I'm a happy camper. I check my messages on my phone, and I see that all my friends are at the beach. And they're having so much fun. Nobody posts pictures of themselves miserable. They take 30 pictures, and they push out 29 and send you the one that they actually look okay. So it's a total artifice. It's a total artifice, a fake. But you're sitting there, you thought you were happy, and all of a sudden you say, hey, look, everybody's at the beach, and they didn't invite me. What is this? And you're miserable. That's called fear of missing out. People are in such anxiety. So my simple point is, this is not life. Human form, a devotee. Prabhupada said when I was sitting in the room, he said, you think you're sitting on the floor, right? I mean, okay, work with me. You're sitting on the bench, you guys on the, but you know. Prabhupada said, no, I'm sitting in the hand of Krishna. Prabhupada saw in Calcutta Zoo, there was a tiger. You know, a Bengal tiger, that's a serious animal, you know. So, poor thing was in a cage. The devotees, one devotee was Guru Kripa. If you know him, you understand. He was throwing rocks at the tiger, trying to get him to roar. Prabhupada said, no, he's king of the jungle. He's suffering enough. You know, don't torture the poor thing, you know. But there was a small boy. The little boy was with his father. And the little boy was holding his father's hand, and he was roaring at the tiger. Rah, rah. Now that little boy, if that tiger got loose, that little boy would be a tasty snack item. He'd be a pakora at best, you know. Small pakora. But the boy probably made the point. It was a miscalculation. But the boy thought, I've got my father's hand. Because I've got my father's hand, I'm safe. And for devotees, we've got Krishna. We know that we are in the hands of Krishna. Suhridam sarvabhutanam. He's the best of friends. He's in everyone's heart. We, you know, love has a breaking point. You know, husband cheats on the wife, you know, once, twice, forget it. We're not meant to be exploited like that. Or the son becomes a thief or a drug addict. I mean, there comes a point, enough, too much, tough love. But Krishna's been in our heart lifetime after lifetime. Now you may be pious Indians, but, you know, I don't know if everybody here is a vegetarian. Maybe you are, but I mean, we've done so many, this lifetime, previous life, we've done so many stupid things, foolish things, envious things. And Krishna's in the heart, and he stays with us. He's never given up. He never says, I'm done with you. So he's the best of friends. And Prabhupada, what, I don't see, there's a clock. What time are we supposed to end? Around 7 o'clock? Yeah? Yeah, we'll go a little after 8. So because I want to say something about Kartik Vrata. But the point I wanted to make was Prabhupada said one time, it was in Los Angeles. If you go to our Los Angeles temple, you'll like it. And you can ask to see Srila Prabhupada's quarters. And they're just like Prabhupada when Prabhupada was there. It's really nicely maintained. And if you go there, you'll see in Prabhupada's darshan room, is the first room you go into. Prabhupada had a low desk. And he would sit behind that desk. And he would, people would come and sit like that. I'm actually thinking of a number of stories, but I want to tell this one. So it was a cold day in Southern California, maybe 50. That's cold for us. So everybody had a sweater and a chador and a knit cap on. Everyone's bundled up, right? And Prabhupada's sitting behind his desk, and we're all sitting here, all bundled up, maybe 20, 25 devotees. And when the clouds will part, and sometimes a ray of light will come down, it's almost like a spotlight, a shaft of light. Well, the clouds parted, and a shaft of light came. And you can see behind Prabhupada's desk, there's a rectangle window. So it came right through that window, and it was like a spotlight on Prabhupada. And only Prabhupada was in the light. The rest of us were in darkness, literally and figuratively. And there was Prabhupada bathed in this warm light. And Prabhupada, who didn't miss a thing, picked up on it. And he said, yes. He said, someday you will feel this light, sunlight, like your lover's embrace. So for a devotee, we know that there's Krishna. And Krishna's the best of friends. And he's riding with us lifetime after lifetime. Of course, you could ask, if Krishna's our friend, why do we suffer? Why do bad things happen to good people? I mean, that's a whole topic. I'll give you, I don't want to go too far on this. Prabhupada said there's 3 reasons devotees suffer. We suffer a token reaction, something we did in a previous life. If there's God, why do good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people? You ever seen a grain silo? You know what a grain silo is? They store grains in it. They blow it up and there's a spigot at the bottom. So suppose one day, there's farms out here, isn't there? Between here and El Centro. All right. So I see that they're blowing corn into the silo. The truck is there, they got the thing, and they're blowing corn. And I turn on the silo below, at the spout at the bottom, and wheat comes out. It's a magic silo. Corn's going in, wheat's coming out. It's transforming. Corn to wheat. Is that true? Who knows what's happening? What's happening? Anybody know? Is it a magic silo? Huh? What do you think, Mataji? Yeah, what's coming out at the bottom, the corn or the wheat, you put that in earlier. And now you're putting the corn in. When the wheat's out, then the corn will come out. So what you put in earlier is coming out. So what have we done? We've had so many lifetimes. And what we've did in a previous life, even in this life, it's coming out now. And what we put in now will come out later. It's simple law of karma. Action, reaction. As you sow it, so shall you reap. So, but devotees, we get a token reaction. We're supposed to get our leg cut off and we stub our toe. So Krishna minimizes, but we have to pay the price. We get a little something. Another reason devotees suffer. Why did the Pandavas suffer? I mean, they were Kunti Devi, Draupadi, Prahlad. Why did devotees suffer? Why did Prabhupada suffer? Prabhupada said he had, was it 3 heart attacks on the boat over here? That's the whole story. Prabhupada says you teach the daughter-in-law by teaching the daughter. Suppose a young man gets married, a young man and young wife, they get married. And the bride is visiting the father's, the husband's family. And they're cooking together. The ladies are cooking. Now, in this house, we make sabji this way. She may do it a different way, but in this house, we spice it this way. So the mother will tell her daughter, don't use that spice, use this spice. Do it this way. Although the daughter knows, the mother tells her, because that way the daughter-in-law picks up, okay, here they like it, I got to put in some more chili, they like it, though maybe they like asafetida or whatever. So you teach the daughter-in-law, you don't want to tell her directly, she may be embarrassed or feel shy, or so you tell the daughter-in-law. So devotees suffer. In token reaction, another reason devotees suffer is they give us an example. We look at Prabhupada, what he went through. We look at what Prahlad went through. We look at Bali Maharaj, who lost everything. And we think, and then we see how ultimately Krishna saved them. So we think, okay, this is for my education. Well, you know what the Latin root for the word education, the Latin root means to draw forth, to bring out as from darkness into light. That's what education means. This life is not meant to just stumble through and stuff our belly. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we may die. That's not what life, it's meant for education. It's meant to free us from lust, greed, anger, envy, from trying to become happy in a lonely, temporary world, to learn to love Krishna. Then we're happy in any condition. So that's the third and last reason, token reaction, to help educate us, to set an example for others, and to educate us. And the third reason, it says, just every now and then, Krishna gives us a good kick in the pants, don't stay here. This material world, I'll give you an example. Suppose I'm visiting, I'm just here for a couple of days, and suppose, who are two devotees? Do you live in the ashram? Do you live here? Well, you live here, and you live here, right? These 3 devotees. So suppose I take off, and you come back and tell your fellow members in the ashram, that Badri Narayan Swami, he's not so bad. He gave me $100. Said you use this, you need things, save it for India, you buy some books or whatever, He gave me $100. Suppose the other ashram might say, gee, that's funny. He gave us $1,000. How does the man with $100, of course he's a selfless, renounced devotee, but in ordinary circumstances, how would the $100 person who found that everyone else got $1,000, how would they feel? Hey, wait a minute, Swami. What's his email address? I want my $900, You feel cheated. So the Devas, Prabhupada tells a story, and it's from the Padma Purana, that Lord Shiva and Parvati disguised themselves as poor Brahmins, mendicant, wandering Brahmins. And they went to the house of a very rich man, and they begged a little bit of alms. And he said, get out of here. I was resting and you're banging on my gate. Leave. Get out of here. So they left. Parvati and Shiva disguised as from Padma Purana. So Parvati can be a little fiery. She said, you should curse him for treating us this way. So Lord Shiva agreed. He said, may you have 10 intelligent sons. May all your cows have abundant milk. May your harvest always be, Parvati thought, what is this? But she knows her husband. He's got some purpose. So the next place they visited was a simple Brahmin living in a hut, simple. And he gave them a sitting place, some cold water, some sweet words, gave them a little garland of forest flowers, greeted them according to his ability. He very heartfelt. So they left very satisfied. So Parvati said, you should bless him. Shiva said, yes. May all your sons die. May your cows be barren. May your fields be, What is this? Because the thing is, what if this is not our real home? To, get a little tinsel, when the option is 1,000 and to take $100, we're not meant to have these bodies, which are collapsible contraptions. I was on a morning walk one time with Prabhupada, and sometimes Prabhupada would talk, sometimes he was quiet. This time he was pretty quiet. And all of a sudden he turned to us, and there's probably about 20 devotees on the walk. He said, I know you're all atheists, but there really is Krishna. And just turned around and kept walking. I mean, Krishna's real. And the more you serve him, the more you realize Krishna's real. There will come a time that we see Krishna face to face. And even before that, like the sun, it's called Rati, or dawning of love of God. There's a time, you can Google it, you can get a little app, it'll tell you exactly when the sun rises. I think it's at 6:27 or something today. And it'll tell you exactly when the sun sets. So there is a point the sun breaks over the horizon. At the same time, you know the sun is coming before it comes over the horizon, right? How do you know? Don't overthink it, friends. How do you know? Huh? You start to see. Everything was black. You start to see forms and shapes, then it gets washed with color. So if I tell you, nah, you say the sun's coming. Say, no, it's blind faith. No, you know it's coming. There's symptoms. So it's not that, all of us, it's blind faith, you believe in God, and when you die, you hope you won the lottery, that you were right. But even as we're advancing in spiritual life, we become free from lust, from greed, from anger, from envy. Remind me another time to tell a story about Prabhupada free from lust and envy. It's quite blissful. But my simple point is that back to Kartik, the happiness in this world is temporary, it's flickering, it's full of anxiety. It's here today, gone tomorrow. You got to juggle it. And there's always somebody who's got a better condition than us. And then we get old. And everything, I saw a bumper sticker. The one who dies with the most toys wins. And I was thinking, hang on a minute. The one who dies with the most toys still dies. Where do the toys go? I mean, dimwit relatives inherit those, and you leave with nothing. So don't cheat ourselves. Don't settle for less. Krishna is real, but we have to earn it. Krishna is not cheap. Prabhupada says, you see, so is it Walmart? You got a Walmart here, don't you? The American Dream. You know why they call it the American Dream? Because you have to be asleep to believe it. So if you go into Walmart and buy a costume jewelry, what does it cost? I don't know what. You can probably get $10, $15, I don't know what, $20, right? If you go into Tiffany's and buy a diamond necklace, can you buy it for $10, $15? You got to pay the price, isn't it? It's a law. There was a lady, I won't mention her name. Her husband bought her diamond earrings. Big, beautiful diamond earrings for her, Later on, they got divorced. They were a Western family. She took the earrings to be appraised, and they were the costume jewelry. He cheated her in every regard, and he cheated her in that regard. If you want to buy a diamond, you have to pay the price. It's as simple as that. Mother Yasoda had to work to bind Krishna. She had to work to bind Krishna. And the rope was always 2 fingers too short. And Sanatana Goswami says what those 2 fingers are. Those 2 fingers are Krishna's mercy and our sincere effort. We have to try. Prabhupada was in South India and Hyderabad at a Pando program, and he was leaving, walking to his car. And a pious Hindu gentleman, he grabbed Prabhupada's feet. Prabhupada had to stop, and he said, Swami, Swami, save me, save me. Prabhupada said, I can save you, but you have to do the work. So 2 things, our sincere effort and Krishna's mercy. But of these 2 fingers, Sanatana Goswami says, you'll notice one thing. One is longer than the other. So we make our effort, but the longer one is Krishna's mercy. And Prabhupada gave another example about the save me, but you must do the work. And we'll end here. That if I were to fall in a well, a dry well, now I can't get out on my own. What do I need? I'm in the well. Help me, help me. What do I need? I need a rope. A rope, a ladder, something like that. It's essential. It's necessary. Is lowering a rope to me in the well sufficient? It's necessary. But is it sufficient? You're saying no, Mataji. Why? Ah, very intelligent. You can give class. We'll trade turns next time. You have to grab the rope. You have to climb out. So we have to do our duties. We have to raise our children. You got to pay the mortgage. You got no doubt about it. We have so many duties to do. We don't find that Arjuna, Prabhupada said, didn't go off to the Himalayas and live on one chickpea. He did his duty. But that duty doesn't completely... we don't... Prabhupada told me this. He told me life runs on 2 tracks, like a train runs on 2 tracks. Okay? Now, okay, there's monorails, work with me. So there's 2 tracks. Our life runs on duty, our material duties, and our spiritual duties. What happens? A train is running on 2 tracks. If you take away either track, what happens? It crashes. You need both tracks. So, okay, fine. We have our material duties, but what about our spiritual duties? We have kids. We teach our kids. I mean, when the kid is born, good parents, if they have the money, as soon as the child's born, they start saving for college. You got to save money. Take the kid to the dentist. Got to take him to school, teach him how to cross the street. We do so many things to take care of our kids. What about their spiritual life? If we don't train them that they're not this body, they're not this tongue, they're not this pride and envy and arrogance and greed, it's not who they are. There's nothing to do with happiness. It's not who they are. If we don't teach them spiritual life by our own example and by training, It's child abuse. We do everything else, but we don't train them that way. So our simple point is that life runs on two tracks, and Krishna's real. But if we want to do it, we want to see Krishna face to face, we have to earn it. We have to be like Mother Yasoda, we have to do the effort. And we depend on Krishna's mercy, but we have to make our own endeavor. So those are a few things we can think about from Kartik. Thank you for sitting so patiently. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you for coming. So what happens now, Mataji? We have some prasadam? Very good. Where do we take prasad? Acha. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, when's prasadam? I'm joking. All right, we'll take 3 questions. Yes?
Actually, this is my son question. He asked me.
This is your what?
My son, he has.
Okay.
He asked me.
Sure.
Lord is all about good. Everything is good. Lord mean good.
Okay.
Krishna mean is all about good. Then why he make like a sin?
Why do you make what?
Sin.
Sin. He
Sin.
didn't make sin. Krishna doesn't say that in the Gita.
Why he create and why he
No.
like that
No.
situation. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Let's suppose this is a 100-watt light bulb. Can I screw in a 150-watt dark bulb and it'll get dark? Can I? 100-watt light bulb, screw in a dark bulb, 150 watts. This is 100, this is 150. And all of a sudden it gets dark in the room? Can I do that? What is darkness? It's the absence of light. Sin is the absence of Krishna consciousness. We are making a choice. Why does Krishna let us make that choice? We'll get there in a minute. One of the first things I asked Prabhupada, I said, why? Well, it's a long question. But the point is that Prabhupada said we are sitting on a fence. Okay? We're marginal potency. This is the material nature. This is the spiritual nature. And we're sitting on a fence. If we lean this way, what will happen? If I'm sitting on a fence and I lean this way, what will happen? I'll fall that way. If I lean this way, I'll fall that way. Prabhupada said we have free will. If we lean towards Krishna, Krishna will pull us. If we lean towards Maya, Maya will pull us. It's our choice. The next question people ask is, why did Krishna give us that chance? Why doesn't he let us just love you? Why does he, give us the option of the choice? I'm a sannyasi, trying to be. I'm very happy as a sannyasi. Don't worry, don't get the wrong idea. But suppose I see some beautiful woman, and I pull out a gun and say, love me, say you love me, marry me. Is that love? Is it love? Marry me. She'll say, oh, no problem. I love you. I love you more than anybody. As soon as I put the gun down, she's out of here like a jackrabbit. So unless there's choice, unless there's free will, unless we can choose Krishna or not, and the act of choosing to love Krishna, that's the act. If we don't have free will, it's rape. It's prisonhood. But because we have free will, we choose Krishna. And that makes it so sweet. Now back to that $100 or $1,000. Can Krishna help it that he's all attractive? Krishna, he is, he's the most beautiful, he's the wisest, he's the most renounced, he's the strongest. We love Krishna because Krishna's the best. So does Krishna give us brand X? Does he give us 15%? Or does he give us 100%, which is himself? So love means free will. Krishna gives us the option, but he tries again, and he never gives up until we finally realize, Twam akinchana gocharam, we're completely exhausted with this world, and I want Krishna. And when we choose Krishna, we have the best, we're happy at every moment, our best friend. Okay, try to explain that to your son. All right. Okay, we'll take two, because that was a long answer.
Thank you.
Are we
Maharaj.
ready with Prashad?
Almost.
Okay, so we'll take one more.
Thank you, Maharaj, for answering his question. So people
But
go,
it's important to understand, it's not Krishna's fault. We're the dummies that are making the wrong choices. And Krishna gives us the choice because that makes our love rich and deep and sweet. You know, you can't love somebody, take it or leave it. That's not love.
So I've heard more, like they go one step ahead. The question goes that the internal potency of the Lord doesn't have a choice. She always...
No, they can't. All right. Yeah. So you're going to say, why don't they have the choice too? Yeah. Prabhu, somebody asked Krishna, Prabhupada, why is Krishna blue? Because, Prabhupada said, because it's so gorgeous. Why is it in Vrindavan that if you're a sannyasi and you fall down in Vrindavan, you come back as a hog, and then in the next life you go back to Godhead? Krishna has his way of doing things. You know, he has, there is the internal potency that never separates from him. And the fact of the matter is that even the jiva souls, the vast majority of jiva souls do not fall. We're the dimwits. We are the small percentage. And even that, if you read in the Markandeya Rishi, in the 12th canto, and he gets Krishna's darshan, and he asks for a benediction. And the benediction he asks for, I think Narada Muni he asked for benediction. He asked Narada. Anyway, he gets the benediction. He wants to see the face of the material nature. And he, goes through manifestation and absorbed back in the body of Mahavishnu and the kalpas and this and, and he suffers like anything. And then all of a sudden, and he's right back where he was. He was washing his stuff by the art teacher. So his whole eons, uncountable amounts of time went by just like that. Just like in a dream. When you dream, a dream is only a few seconds, if that. It's just before you wake up. It's called, there's a name for it, REM, which means rapid eye movement. There's just a few minutes. But we've had dreams that seem like years, but they're just a flash in the pan. Our experience in this material world, I'm a jiva. I'm in the spiritual world. Somehow or other, I get it in my head. Why is Krishna the center? I want to be the center. What would that be like? And Krishna lets us try this material world. And he doesn't start us off. He starts us off. Prabhupada says in the second canto, he starts us off as Lord Brahma. We start off first class with all facility. But it just doesn't make us happy. And so we try more extreme and more extreme until we take all kinds of intoxication, and the living entity just degrades. It's going up, it's going down, because the only thing that will make us happy is loving Krishna, because Krishna's the best. Pariksit means the examiner. No one's more beautiful than Krishna. No one's sweeter than Krishna. No one knows us better than Krishna. People wonder, if people really knew me, would they really love me? But Krishna knows us better than we know ourselves, and he stays with us. So my point being is that the vast majority of it, I don't know what the percentage is, but a minuscule percentage fall down into this material world. And they're cured within a millisecond. It's like a dream. Whoa, I'm never going to do that again. You know? So what else do you want out of Krishna? He gives you your freedom. He gives you the chance to love him. You know? If you're so foolish you choose to come to this world, he retrieves you as fast as possible. We're done because it's time for Prashad. We have found the enemy. There's an old saying, and the enemy is us. Who is the cause of our problems? And Krishna's doing everything he possibly can to save us. Send the Gita, send Bhagavatam, send sadhus, send spiritual master, sends the holy name, and sends prasadam. So prasadam ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
His Holiness Badrinath Maharaj ki. Mahaprasade Govinde.
Mahaprasade Govinde.
Nama Brahmane Vaishnave.
Nama Brahmane Vaishnave.
Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan. Vishwasaneva Jayate. Sharira Vidyaja.
Sarira Vijaja.
Jade Indriya Tahikay.
I was reading your
Jive Fele Vishay Sagare. तार मते जीवाती लोभो महे सुधर्मति ताके चिता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ो दयामय करी बारे जीवा जाय स्वप्रसादन दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत पाओ श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे ताकोशी चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
Ram Ram Hare Hare.
भगवत महाप्रसादम की
Jai. Hey, tomorrow night we're going to show. I'm a member of ISKCON's governing body, and we oversee, different regions and ministries and things. And we have an annual meeting in Lord Chaitanya's birthplace in Mayapur by the banks of the Ganga. And it's at Gaur Purnim in March. And different devotees give different reports about things that are happening all over the ISKCON world. And it's amazing. So I saved some of those presentations. And ISKCON around the world, when Prabhupada was in London, they asked him so many questions. Why is the death rate so high in India? Prabhupada said death rate's the same everywhere, 100%. So after the guy finished all his questions, they said, you say in your Indian theology, Hindu cosmology, the world is flat. We don't say the world is flat. Atma can mean the body, it can mean the self or the mind. So the Bhumandala, that can mean the planet Earth, it can mean Bharatvarsa, it can mean the planetary plane, the plane of the solar system. So the solar system is flat. So that's what it's talking about. So they asked Prabhupada, well, they say the world is flat in Hinduism. Prabhupada said, everywhere I walk it is. So he was just playing with the guy. Finally, when the man finished, Prabhupada said, I have a question for you. He said, they say that the sun never sets on the British Empire. Then Prabhupada said, then why does it never shine in London? And the guy had nothing to say, he just shut up, So, but the sun, and Prabhupada said, actually the sun never sets on ISKCON. That's my point. So tomorrow night, same time, same station, we will show some excerpts of things all around the ISKCON world. Because you're here in your little world, Phoenix, somebody else is in their little world of Laguna or the little world of Boston. But it's nice to see sometimes what's going on all over ISKCON, wonderful things. So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll have Bhagavatam class tomorrow. I'll figure that out, what we're going to do. But tomorrow night, is that okay?
Yes, tomorrow morning is Srimad Bhagavatam class, and then evening we have a home program.
Oh, we have a home program.
Yes, so everybody can RSVP and everybody.
Oh, well, that can I do? What do we do about that? Then now that I announced it, I thought we were at the home program was here.
The home program as well. They have a projector and.
They have a big screen. All right, that'll be fun. Hare Krishna.
Please RSVP to the host. We have the number here on the board, or it's on the Facebook and on our WhatsApp page as well. Everybody's welcome to.
Krishna, 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 Hare.
And Maharaj is giving Srimad Bhagavatam class tomorrow morning and Thursday morning, 2 days. Please take advantage. If you can't come to the temple, it'll be live streamed on Facebook and Zoom, and also on YouTube as well. Right?
I'm going to have to leave right after Bhagavatam class
On
Thursday, because I got to get back to San Diego. Maybe we can pack a snack or something.
We have breakfast and then.
I got to go. I forgot I was giving class on Thursday. No, it's no problem. Don't worry about it. We'll sort it out.
Big round of applause for yourself.
Anyway, Hare Krishna. Thank you. I'm going to go check it out. They can go ahead and get in line.
Okay.
Hare Krishna to you. I know you from somewhere.
From here, you just don't remember me. You forgot.
No, I remember the face.
Hare Krishna, small token.
What is that? Okay. You know what? I thank you very much. And you know what I use this for? Gas and airfares. Gasoline and airfares. I do. Because they don't let me. I'm going to Portland with Govardhan. It's $800. So I appreciate it. It really does help. I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Hold on.
I know.
Let me get some water. So what's up? Do I owe you money?
मैं करता हूँ
राधे जय जय माधव दैते गोकुल तारुणी मंडल मैते गोकुल तारुणी मंडल मैते दामोदर राति परिधन भेषे दामोदर राति परिधन भेषे हरिणी निष्कुट बिंदाविति भेषे हरिणी निष्कुट बिंदाविति भेषे राधे जय जय माधव दैते राधे जय जय माधव दैते मण्डलमैते गोकुलतारुणे मण्डलमैते विश्वभानुदादि नवसचि देखे विश्वभानुदादि नवसचि देखे ललिता सखी गुण रवित विसाचे ललिता सखी गुण रवित विसाचे राधे जय जय माधव दयिते राधे जय जय माधव दयिते गोकुलतारुणे मण्डलमैते गोकुलतारुणे मण्डलमैते करुणाकुर्मयि करुणवनीते करुणाकुर्मयि करुणवनीते जनक सनातन वनित चरिते जनक सनातन वनित चरिते राधे जय जय माधव दयिते राधे जय जय माधव दयिते गोकुलतारुणे मण्डलमैते गोकुलतारुणे मण्डलमैते Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Radha Madhav Hare Radha Madhav Hare Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhav Hare Radha Hare Radhe
Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe
Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radhe
Jaya Radha Damodara Radha Damodara Radhe
Jaya Radha Madhvari Radha Madhvari Radhe
Jaya Srinaji Gopal Srinaji Gopal Srinaji Gopal Jaya Srinaji Gopal
Srinaji Gopal Srinaji Gopal Srinaji Gopal Jaya Srinaji Gopal
Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Nitai Gaura Hari Jaya Gaura Hari
Jaya Nittai Gaurari Jaya Nittai Gaurari Nittai Gaurari Jaya Gaurari
Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya
Jaya Jagannatha Jagannatha Baladeva Jaya Subhadramaya
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman
Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva
Jaya Guru Deva Guru Deva Guru Deva Jaya Guru Deva
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nittai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nittai Gaura Hari Bol
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe
जय श्री राधा माधव हरि की जय गोविंदाई की जय श्रीनाथ गोपाल की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare